When prophecy meets reality, Jacob's trouble.
Very soon. We have some big news right now. The Trump administration is essentially allowing individuals to turn semi-automatic rifles into machine guns that fire faster. A new device that previously prevented this will be allowed to move forward on the market. We have some big news right now. The Trump administration is essentially allowing individuals to turn semi-automatic rifles into machine guns that fire faster. A new device that previously prevented this will be allowed to move forward on the market under this administration. The Trump administration, according to NBC News, has decided to permit the sale of devices that enable standard firearms to fire like machine guns, a move that one person familiar with the matter said, quote, was by far the most dangerous thing this administration has done on gun policy. Specifically, they're targeting these things called forced reset triggers, which are devices that allow semi-automatic weapons to fire rapid bursts of bullets. And well, now the Trump administration is going to allow them to be sold and allow them to be used in the United States. Why? What for? Not really sure. And I don't know what someone needs one of these triggers for to make a weapon fire faster than it already does. But alas, here we are. As always, spread the word. I'll do a full breakdown of this on my Substack, link to my bio, so subscribe for free and follow along to stay up to date on all the news that you need to know about. There'll be more to come.
Alabama approves immunity bill. Okay. The judge is stating that's overseeing this is expected to approve the bill to make the police have immunity. This is Jacob's trouble.
Thank you, ma'am. Chair, I just want to say the immunity bill is nothing but a license to kill. The policeman already has the authority to make an arrest, but he does not have the authority to execute. That's why we have courts. So this immunity bill is going to give them the license without accountability to kill citizens that they don't like. And a lot of them don't look like me. So that's why we're so against that bill.
And you know, there's another...
Thank you, ma'am.
What's up, you guys? Happy Saturday. Welcome back to Have You Heard? I'm Bree, and let's get into today's news that you might have missed this week. In the final hours of Alabama's 2025 legislative session, lawmakers passed House Bill 202, a bill that strengthens immunity protections for law enforcement officers. The bill, sponsored by Rep. Rex Reynolds of Huntsville, a retired police chief, is now headed to Governor Kay Ivey, who says she looks forward to signing it swiftly into law. This bill changes the game. Currently, officers can face legal consequences if they act willfully, maliciously, in bad faith, or beyond their authority. But House Bill 202 raises that standard. Now, officers would only be liable if they violate clearly established constitutional rights. Critics say that's dangerous, especially for Black and brown Alabamians. During debate, Senator Marika Coleman warned, you will have blood on your hands. She and other Democratic lawmakers, most of them Black, argued that the bill amounts to a license to kill. Senator Kirk Hatcher of Montgomery didn't hold back either. He said this law does not protect good cops, adding that the legislation shows how easy it is for so many of my colleagues to compartmentalize the trauma Black communities endure from police violence. Supporters of the bill say it's about honoring fallen officers and helping with recruitment. Rep. Reynolds said, "We hope it will restore some faith in our officers that we do have their back in Alabama." But for opponents, it's about eroding public trust. Senator Robert Stewart of Selma said bluntly, "This legislation gives the veneer of safety, but we know this is about outsized influence." He pointed out that despite what the bill suggests, policing is not among the top 10 most dangerous professions, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The bill also gives officers a pretrial hearing to dismiss lawsuits or charges before plaintiffs can even gather evidence. If a judge sides with the officer, the case gets thrown out. If not, the officer can still appeal to the Alabama Supreme Court. In civil suits, discovery is paused while dismissal is pending. Plaintiffs can get access to video footage, but only in civil cases, not criminal ones. A new study commission will review the bill's impact on law enforcement recruitment, and agencies will now be required to report data on use of force and the race of everyone involved. Senator Bobby Singleton tried to add statewide training standards for officers, but that was blocked. And when Rep. Philip Ensler, the only white Democrat to oppose the bill, spoke out, he asked his colleagues to listen with empathy. He said, I think about hearing my colleagues over and over again, individuals that don't look like us, very candidly. The concerns about black men that will be disproportionately affected by this. And the House debate was abruptly cut off. Rep. Ontario Tillman said what it's actually doing is taking any judicial discretion. It is dictating to the courts and judges on how they should view police officers. The House passed the bill 73-28 with just 24 minutes left in session. This legislation has drawn a clear line in the sand. Supporters say it's about protecting those who protect us, but for black and brown Alabamians, it raises a chilling question. Who protects them? I will be watching closely for Governor Ivey's signature and the response for communities across the state. This is it for today's breaking update. I'm Bree, and you've been listening to Have You Heard? Stay safe, stay aware, and stay tuned. I'll see you in the next one.
Jeremiah 30, and verses 5. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Daniel chapter 12 and verses 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Matthew chapter 24 and verses 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Ezekiel 21 and verses 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter, it is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contempteth the rod of my son as every tree, and has given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people, it shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reasons of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh, because it is a trial. And what if the sword contempteth even the rod? It shall be no more, saith the Lord power. Thou therefore, son of man, prophesy and smite thine hands together, and let the sword be double the third time. The sword of the slain, it is the sword of the great men that are slain, which enter into their privy chambers. I have set the point of the sword against all their gates, that their heart may faint, and their ruins be multiplied. Ah, it is made bright, it is wrapped up for the slaughter. Go thee one way or other, either on the right or on the left, whithersoever thy face is set. I will also smite my hands together, and I will cause my fury to rest. I, the Lord, have said it. So with that, the Lord is telling you Jacob's trouble is approaching. Okay? All right? You see, they are going ahead with giving immunity to the police officers. Okay? They're approving the machine gun type of triggers, or whatever they call that, for handguns. Okay? So Jacob's trouble is approaching for you Negroes and natives. All right? All right? They want to make America white again. All right? Jacob's trouble approaches. And with that, I say all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakwadash, Shalom.